They say war doesn't belong in the suburbs, that it's meant for deserts, jungles, or covert ops halfway across the globe. But when three grown men in polo shirts yanked my 10-year-old son off his bike, leaving him sobbing in a rose bush over unauthorized tire tracks on a decorative path, they declared war on the wrong family. My husband, Tom, trains elite soldiers. I, Sarah, run the neighborhood social media group and a psychological warfare campaign with a smile. That Tuesday morning, under the blistering sun of Oak Ridge Meadows, the HOA made a fatal mistake. They thought we were just another quiet family with a tacky lawn ornament. They didn't know about Tom's past. It started like any suburban day. Those are always the ones that spiral into chaos. My son, Noah, finished his homework early, a rare victory. I let him ride his bike around the neighborhood loop, helmet on, snacks in his fanny pack, and a walkie-talkie clipped to his belt for emergencies, usually frog sightings or a stuck water bottle. I was sipping cold coffee, debating with my AI assistant about whether 40 bags of mulch could be a tax-deductible HOA expense. Spoiler, no. Settled on the porch with a muffin, I thought I'd get 5 minutes of peace. Then I heard it. A commotion, not a leaf blower, but a harsh, barking voice. It was them, the HOA enforcers. Clipboard-wielding volunteers with the ego of dictators. I dropped the muffin and ran. At the corner of Elm and Cedar, 3 enforcers had Noah surrounded. His bike lay on the ground, one wheel spinning. The leader, Greg, a smug guy who wore sunglasses indoors and spoke in the third person, had his foot on Noah's tire like he'd just stopped a terrorist. My sweet, frog-obsessed boy had tears streaking through the dust on his face. What the hell is going on? I demanded, voice already sharp. Ma'am, Greg said, pointing to a laminated rulebook. Your son was riding at 8.7 miles per hour on a non-velocity approved path within 12 feet of a no-wheels planter. I blinked. He's 10. He's not speeding. He's pretending to save his stuffed animals. Rules are rules. Another enforcer, Phil, sneered. He refused to dismount. He had earbuds in, listening to Mozart. I snapped. The third guy, Mitch, muttered about an escalating threat and reached for zip ties. That's when I lost it. Touch my kid again, and I'll make sure your names are plastered on every news outlet and subreddit for HOA horrors. They backed off, but Noah's shame as he pedaled home, slower now, broke me. The air shifted, like the hush before a storm. Vengeance was brewing. At home, I found Tom in the garage, polishing a skillet like it was a weapon. I spilled everything. His eyes flickered, loving husband to silent predator. Without a word, he opened a dusty trunk from his military days. No guns, just a notebook, civilian resistance tactics. We're not hurting anyone, right? I asked, half laughing. No, he said, voice low. But they'll wish they'd enforced less and lived more. That night, with Noah asleep clutching his frog plushie, we plotted. I fed the HOA's 248-page rulebook into my AI assistant, demanding every contradiction and absurd clause. It delivered a list long enough to choke on. Our first target? Linda Voss, HOA president, a woman who once banned wreaths because greenery triggers migraines. Tom outlined a plan, no violence, just social sabotage and tactical exposure. I've dismantled enemy lines with dental floss, he said. I can take down an HOA with Pinterest and a grill. We weren't victims anymore. We were the resistance. The next morning, Tom was up at dawn, doing push-ups with lethal focus. I handed him a protein shake. He nodded. War was on. I combed the resident directory, targeting everyone who'd ever scoffed at Linda. The list was longer than the 39 approved mailbox colors. My AI uncovered HOA violations in their own bylaws. Linda's trellis was 2 inches too tall, her driveway cleaned by an unlicensed contractor. Juicy. But today wasn't about paperwork. It was about baiting the enforcers. Tom's plan, a neighborhood barbecue, community strength day. Innocent, all-American, but a trap to humiliate the HOA militia. Flyers went out, and RSVPs flooded in. Even Greg, the tire stomper, sent a flex emoji. By noon, our backyard buzzed with chairs, a grill, and a sound system. I greeted guests through gritted teeth, AI ready on my tablet for quick rebuttals. At 1 p.m., Tom, in a headset mic, addressed the crowd. We're celebrating strength, community strength. Linda, in a pastel blazer, clapped smugly. Then Tom dropped the bomb. A fitness challenge for the enforcers. Show us what keeps you quick chasing road bikes, he said. The crowd chuckled. Greg stepped up, rolling his shoulders. Phil and Mitch followed, oblivious. The drills, push-ups, lunges, agility cones, were brutal. The enforcers collapsed like broken lawnmowers. Mitch tripped into a lemonade table. The crowd roared. Greg failed to pull up, and Tom handed him a protein bar, saying, "Participation matters." Linda fumed, storming off. I'd already slipped every resident a flyer. Know your rights. HOA edition, detailing how to fight fines and surveillance. The tide was turning. That evening, kids played, adults bonded, and someone sang karaoke. Phil, the least awful enforcer, approached me, ashamed. What we did to Noah was wrong. I joined to help, not to be a tyrant. I handed him lemonade. Help us fix it. He nodded. More neighbors called, offering support. Then my AI flagged a bombshell. Linda's HOA certification had lapsed 3 months ago. I framed the proof. War smelled like barbecue and paperwork. Linda's next move was a letter. "You've made an enemy." Tom smirked. They think this is about a bike. It wasn't. It was about power abuse. And I had a secret weapon, flamingos. One morning, I placed a pink flamingo in our yard. By lunch, Linda called, venom in her voice. That's non-regulation. I cited the bylaws. Non-holiday decor under 36 inches was fine. She hung up. I added another flamingo. Neighbors followed. Soon, Oak Ridge was a flamingo haven. Linda's bulletin, "Yard Ornament Crisis," only fueled the rebellion. Tom rigged flamingos with spinning motors and glowing eyes. Linda flinched on her walks. My AI dug deeper. Linda's trellis, lights, and contractor were all violations. Neighbors shared their own unfair fines. At a concerned residence, potluck, 40 families vented. Phil admitted the HOA targeted loud homes. The community woke up. Linda drove by, glaring. We waved. Mitch defected next, bringing enforcer chat screenshots. Then an anonymous envelope arrived. Minutes from a secret HOA meeting where Linda authorized intimidation and mocked the Flamingo people. We had her. The vote to oust Linda was set for Saturday. She arrived, armed with a flash drive and a folder, projecting a doctored video of us threatening the HOA. The crowd wavered, until Rachel, a mom fined for pumpkins, played her son's TikTok, showing our real words. We'll push back politely, legally, with flamingos. The crowd clapped. Linda froze. The vote was 79-11. She was out. Her SUV sped off as we cheered. That night, Noah biked freely, his spark back. Linda's trellis came down quietly. The HOA meeting was canceled, forever. But the flamingos stayed ready in our garage, just in case. What do you think? Was our flamingo rebellion justified, or did we go too far? Share your thoughts below. Let's talk about standing up to petty power and where to draw the line.